Hey everyone, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. I received this package sometime last week from Wendi Sue. Thank you so much. So I've already opened it, but I'm going to take you through everything that she has sent me. So first off, we have here a clear cover for a B6, which I can certainly use for my, where is it here? My Galen leather notebook that I use as my movie journal. So actually really cute on there. Like, ooh, actually, yeah, that will look really cute on there. So I'm going to keep that on there. Then it came with this lovely fabric that had like hands with rings and bracelets on them. That's really pretty. I'm going to fold that and put that to the side. Then she sent through, I'm not sure what this is. I'm going to open it. And, oh. I feel like it's, they say things are child-proof. I feel like they're more adult-proof. Sorry for the noise. And, oh, interesting. Is it a screw cap? No. Oh gosh, that's squeaky. Oh, it's a little fountain pen. Oh my gosh, Robin would love this. I'm going to give this one to my daughter because it's a cute little, what's the name of this pelican pen? I'm not sure what it is, but that is adorable. And it comes with a cartridge that you can put in there, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. That is really cute. Ooh, that's squeaky, sorry. So I'm going to put that one to the side here. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff in here as well. So we've got, oh, like these little paper clips. Oh, I love that one. And then there's also something she sent in here. I just have to say, though, this is adorable. So cute. And then she's got, like, I think these are for cleaning, or, yeah, I think they're for cleaning. And this, I'm excited for this. This is, oh, it's like what's left over from when pen makers are making their pens. So there's little pieces left over. And it's like a little paperweight. I really like that. That's cute. Then we have a whole bunch of things in here too. I love unwrapping things from people in the fountain pen community because there's so much thought that goes into everything in here. So we have brass shims. I love these things. Love these things. Then we have some pet tape or PET tape, some vinyl stickers. Ooh. And then, ooh, the wet pen. That's really pretty ink. And then a couple of, or they're just one of these wax seals. That's really pretty. I'm going to go put that in my journal. All right, so I read Wendi Sue's letter, and this was a wax seal that her daughter made for me. That's so sweet. And then these are actually micro swabs for ink swabbing. So you can rinse them and reuse them. So save one to clean, to clean out the pores on your phone. That's actually a really good idea. And then she said the sewing machine is actually, where I'm reading the letter here. The sewing machine is her design and brand. So thank you so much for that, because she repairs and refurbishes this type of machine. How cute is that? And then when you see, you're gonna have to remind me again what this was for, but gosh, this is really cute. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. I remember what these are. They're called swinks. So they're little things that you can use to swatch inks with. So instead of using like the top of an ink sample vial, you can actually just use this to swish the ink around. Oh, that's a really good idea. And I love that it's basically leftover pieces of resin from making pen blanks. All right, and then what else do we have in here? We have ink samples and an ink bottle. All right, so I'm going to put the rest of the stuff away, and then I'm going to get to swatching these inks. All right, so I have here my A5 Galen leather notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper, all set up for ink swatching. So I have my pencil board. I have the grid, grid layout that helps me keep everything straight here, but I've also set it up with 6 different papers to compare it to. So I'm going to compare Rhodia, Endless Regalia, Onion Skin, Cosmo, and then 2 new ones, bank paper and Yamamoto bank paper, which I just got at the San Francisco Pen Show. And then I will be swatching with the Speedball Beat nib, and it's the #1 size, and this is my new River City Pen Company nib holder in the Paris and Bloom. And then I will also be swatching with my Khaki Moya brass nib, which is also on my River City Pen Co nib holder. Let's get started. The first ink I am swatching is Ferris Wheel Press Cabernet on the Lake. Now, I had a charger size of this and I used it all because I loved it so much. So Wendi Sue was kind enough to send me the remaining bottle because she just wasn't using it anymore. So, oh, got some on my nails here. So let's, I'm very organized today. So getting some on my Speedball B nib and putting some on the Rhodia. Oops. Here we go. And the Rhodia paper, the Endless Regalia paper, the Onion Skin, Cosmo, and then the 2 bank papers, which I'm very excited for. So the first bank paper and then the Yamamoto bank paper. And then lastly, doing a swatch on the Tomoe River paper. And I'm so interested to see what those are gonna turn out like. So we have Ferris Wheel Press Cabernet on the Lake, and I'm already seeing how different it's looking on the different papers. Like some look more pink and some look more red. Really interesting. Oops, too close. But even when I do the different line widths, it looks different than the swatch itself. So really interesting so far. I'm so excited for that one. And no, I did not need a bottle, but Wendi Sue was kind enough to be, I say get rid of it, wanting to give this bottle to somebody who wanted to use it. So I'm very excited. I actually had been planning on buying this one too. Didn't need another bottle. This year happens to be like just the year that I seem to be getting into bottles. Oh, that's not going to close. All right, that's Ferris Wheel Press Cabernet on the Lake. The next ink is Birmingham Pen Co Magnolia Mirage. I feel really lucky that so many of the people I know through Simona's Discord have access to so many Birmingham Pen Co inks. Ooh, what does that remind me of? It always reminds me of, oh, it kind of reminds me of the Pelican Rose Quartz. That was the free ink from the Pelican Hub last year. But amazing how much lighter and more pink that looks on these papers. Really interesting. And then on the Tomoe River paper, wow. It's like a dusty pinky purple. And I feel like it matches with the pink that is in this nib holder as well. Very interesting. Just put that there so don't drop that. And already on this Yamamoto bank paper, you can see how different it looks. It looks more pink in the base color, and you can see kind of purple around the edges. Very cool. So Birmingham, sorry. Pen Co Magnolia Mirage. And I'm just going to take a little more here. It looks more pink in the writing sample. You don't see as much of the purple in the writing sample. It's looking so cool on that Yamamoto bank paper. Like maybe it's the angle that I might, but there's like hints of yellow in that too. Maybe it's just the lighting. Wow. Like the sheen on there maybe it, and it's just the reflection of the light on the bank paper. There's a little bit of sheen coming off it that looks kind of goldish green. I really like that. I don't know if you can see that, but from the angle that I'm at, it's really interesting. So that is Birmingham Pen Co. Magnolia Mirage. The next ink is Birmingham Pen Co. Interstellar Bronze. Oh my gosh. Of course I'm gonna get ink everywhere. It's just the theme of any ink swatching video. It's like, are you actually doing an ink swatching video if you do not have ink on your fingers? Okay, this one looks like it's gonna be quite the sheener. Wow, that's really interesting. Like, it goes down green, but then it is really sheeny. Yeah, to the point maybe where it may not be great for me with sheening inks, giving me a little bit of a headache. But it's so interesting because it goes down green and then the edges turn into like this gold. Really interesting. And I wonder how this would look in paintings. Ooh, very wet. So Birmingham Pen Co. Interstellar Bronze. And then, oop, I did not cross my T. And it looks like a muddy, swampy color, which many seem to be a big fan of. Wow, but it's a real sheener of an ink. Really, ooh, and it makes the color of the water turn like a neon highlighter yellow. So that is Birmingham Pen Co. Interstellar Bronze. The next ink is from the wet pen. It is Diablo Lake. I'm wondering, no, we'll do this one. Okay. Making sure that all of the previous ink is no longer there. There's no shimmers in this one. I'm looking forward to this one actually. Ooh, it reminds me of the base color of Old Man and the Sea. Ooh, this would look really good if I did add like the, I guess the rose gold shimmers. I really like that. And I was saying in a few videos ago, where, you know, I don't really have a lot of blue inks. It's not one that I've gravitated towards in the last how many years. And then, whoa, that's super wet. Hold on. Which makes sense because it's called the wet pen. Oh my gosh. Diablo. I told you my writing looks like a big puddle when we have very wet inks, or a very broad pen. Oh, I like that. I really like that. I would definitely put that in a drier or even a much finer nib, considering how wet that is. So that is the wet pen Diablo Lake. The last ink is Birmingham Pen Co. Robin's Egg, and another blue, which, like I said, I don't have many blues in my collection. Somebody asked me if I could do like a blue ink exploration, and I said I don't really have that many to compare. Ooh, this is a lovely bright one. I like this one too. I like how bright and punchy it is. And even just looking at the difference on the papers, I really like that. And it seems to be pooling in a corner, so I think it's gonna shade quite well. So we'll see what this is like on the Tomoy River paper. That is a fun blue. I feel like the one above, the wet pen, the Diablo Lake, is more of like a kind of grayish teal, grayish dark teal, whereas this one is definitely more blue. So Birmingham Pen Co. Robin's Egg. And yeah, I really like this one. Kind of reminds me of Le Bon Hermes, and I really enjoyed that blue, but it's been a while since I've had that in my collection, so my recollection of it and my comparison of it may not be completely accurate. So that is Birmingham Pen Co. Robin's Egg. So there are all of the inks swatched. Like that Interstellar Bronze is still drying. So it's got a very, very heavy, thick green sheen on top of that mustardy yellow. It's a really, really interesting ink. Probably not one for my collection because sheen does tend to give me a headache, but it's still such a really, really cool ink. Then starting from the top here, we have Ferris Wheel Press Cabernet on the Lake. It's interesting how it looks more pink on the Yamamoto bank paper, and you can see a bit more shading in here. But then on the regular bank paper, it does look like just one shade of that Cabernet. And then it's the pooling around the edges of the Rhodia paper. Regalia paper makes it look really light and just like the Yamamoto bank paper. And then the onion skin, I'm going to make a note here because basically the onion skin, I'm not going to use it for big swatches. I'm going to use it for letter writing because it's such a fun paper, and it's like tracing paper basically. Then we have Birmingham Pen Co. Magnolia Mirage. Look at the differences between these. It looks so different on the Rhodia paper compared to the others. And I mean, now that it's dried, there's a tiny bit, I'm going to bring this closer to the camera here. There is like a tiny bit of like yellowy green pooling around the edges on the Yamamoto bank paper. It is really, really interesting. But then on the regular bank paper, it looks a little bit more flat, not as much shading in that one, which is interesting to me. And then here on just the regular Tomoe River paper, and not a lot of shading, but you do get some of that. I don't even want to call it chromatography. Chromatography is just some of the hard edges that you're getting with the purple in there. Again, very interesting what these inks do. So I've already gone over Interstellar Bronze and how it's just a sheener. Then the wet pen. I mean, I would be a little bit frustrated if I got a dry ink from a company that is named the wet pen. But I really like the color of like this dark teal gray. Looks like, what is the ink? Herbon Vert Gris is what it looks like. And I really like that shade of kind of dark teal gray. It looks definitely much darker on the Rhodia paper. It looks a little more like blue, like Tsukio in the onion, the bank, and the Yamamoto bank, but then it looks more teal on the Regalia and the Cosmo. And then here on the Tomoe River paper, look at how different the ink swatch looks to the line widths. It's really interesting. Just really the type of pen that you're using or the type of swatching instrument you're using can really make a difference to these ink swatches. And then lastly, we have Birmingham Pen Co. Robin's Egg. I really like this one, but I also like how, just look at how much lighter it looks on the Yamamoto bank paper versus the regular bank paper. And then it looks a little just flat on the onion skin. There's no shading on there whatsoever. And then the Cosmo, it is pooling towards the edges here and has a little bit of shading. And then the Regalia paper actually held up well to all of these samples, and then still wet on the Rhodia paper. So which ones are your favorites out of all of these 5? Again, it took me a while to cut out these little tiny pieces of paper, but it is so worth it to see all of the different papers and compare them like this. Now, I do have to say it took me probably about a half an hour to do all this, and I have to think about whether I want to do this for every single ink swatching video that I do, but we'll see, because I mean, I really do like the overall end result. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you again to Wendi Sue for the inks, for the swink, for the wax seal, just for everything. And what I'm also going to do is the lovely letter she wrote. I'm actually going to put it on this side here so that it's all together, and it's just a journal of, inks that I received from a friend, as well as her lovely letter. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching and have yourselves a great day.